I think everybody has fantasized about meeting their mentor or someone who they idolize, right? So for me, that person was Brian Tracy. He was my very first introduction to personal development, and I spent so many years driving around in my beat up old Jeep listening to his cassettes about mindset, like listening to cassettes, like that's how long ago it was. And I listened to him like every single day for years and years and years, like before I got married, and then after I got married, and then after I had babies. Like I listened to these cassettes until they were almost worn out. I literally felt like I knew him. And I also, like, his thoughts and his words became so ingrained in the way that I think that, like, sometimes I would say things and I was like, wait, is that my quote or is that his? That's how much he got into my psyche. And I listened to everything he said, and I put into practice his advice. And when I did that, my life changed. I learned how to focus. I learned goal setting. And I felt such an incredible debt of gratitude to him. I felt so much love for him, so much gratitude that I couldn't wait to meet him. And probably 15 years after I bought my first Brian Tracy audio cassettes, I had the chance to meet him. And I was so freaking nervous. I made a complete fool out of myself because you just don't know what to say. And your nerves and your emotions get the best of you. And I was all tongue-tied and twisted. And I wanted to make a really, really good first impression on him. I just had these high hopes that he would meet me. And in those first couple of sentences, he would be like so touched by what I had to say that he would never forget me. And it just doesn't work out that way. And it has nothing to do with him. That's just not how things work. So the next time I met him, I brought him a letter. And this letter I had taken a lot of time to write. I sat down and I remembered the name of the audio series that I purchased. And I told him where I purchased it. And I detailed how each and every lesson that he shared was something that I'd implemented in my life. And how I really felt a debt of gratitude to him as a student for the way that he had transformed my life. I was able to share with him in that letter how we gotten out of debt, how we made our first millions, how what he taught about family and principles and integrity, and how I so took that to heart, and just all the things that he shared that changed my life. And if I tried to remember all those things when I met him in person, it just wouldn't have come out the same way. And the reason why I share this with you is someday I want to meet you. And when I do get to meet my students, the ones who I feel for them because they're experiencing that same tongue-tied and twisted, oh, I hope I can remember all the things I wanted to tell her. I can feel that they're experiencing that too. And I just want to tell you, whether it's me or someone else who's touched your life or that's mentored you or helped you in some way on your journey. Number one, remember, it was all your doing. And we are just happy to be in some small way a part of that. And number two, write it down. Put in a letter. There's nothing more meaningful. See, like if I have a quick conversation with someone, I'm never going to remember that. I'm never going to remember their name. I'll never know how I can reach out to them again. And I don't even have the space to feel the emotion of their story. But when someone puts it in a letter, I save it. And then I can read it in my own time. I can read it when I need it. And that is so much more powerful than just someone trying to tell you a quick story in a photo line. So if you want to say thank you to a mentor or someone who's had an impact on your life, if you want to say thank you to them, if you want to share your story with them in a way that's really meaningful and that they'll really be able to absorb and enjoy, do it in a letter. It's unique, it's special, they can hang on to it forever. And I'm just telling you, at least for me, that stuff, right here.